What is so important about the Fellows Program is that it gives funding to students who couldn't afford to participate. And there were many students over the years where Tim would struggle to find, is there any source of funding so that we have this great student who is accepted into the Fellows Program but can't participate? How do you move from all over the state of California? How do you get professional clothes? How do you get settled into the Fellows Program if you really have very little resources? And so there were students over the years who wanted to come, but whose families and themselves just didn't have the resources. And so Fran Burton came up with the idea as a way to honor Tim and said, you know what? We need to set up a scholarship program that will allow students who couldn't otherwise afford to participate. Let's knock down those barriers. And so the purpose of the program is we fund, say, first and last month's rent. We help pay for professional clothing. And then there's paying to bring your stuff up to Sacramento, whether it's renting a car or, taking the train or flying, paying for gas, all the sorts of things you need to get yourself established and start the fellowship program.
I received about $700 for the Hodson endowment, and that was just really a big help because I was able to use a big portion of that towards a deposit for an apartment. And I was able to use the other portion for professional clothing. Being able to secure a location in Sacramento and also not having to worry about clothing, it was just really helpful, and it allowed me to focus on the program and the requirements and trying to really do well there. And I feel like it set me up for success.
It was hugely impactful. I think most notably being able to start the fellowship from a position of stability and strength and confidence rather than from a place of economic insecurity. It allowed me to start the fellowship and really dive into the whole experience and soak up everything the fellowship had to offer.
And I had a car in Southern California that was just not suitable or reliable enough for the drive up to Sacramento. And so I needed a way to bring all my things up here, and a U-Haul was the best way to do so.
I was able to actually get a plane ticket. I was able to ship a lot of my things from home up to my new apartment, and I was also able to get a new wardrobe.
I'm Fran Burton, and I first met Tim at the State Senate. One of the things that I recognized very early about Tim is that he was a very, very sensitive soul and very, very interested in being inclusive and doing everything that he could to bring people together. We had lunch often. We talked about issues that he encountered, particularly issues with those who had gone through a very competitive process to get in the fellowship and then were held up by lack of very, very small things. Sometimes it was inability to get a U-Haul to move to Sacramento or get that first month's rent prior to the start of the program. And there were people who, as a result, had to decline. And it was something that bothered him. When I knew that he was retiring, suggesting to him that we start an endowment in his name. He was very hesitant in thinking that it was something that would work and something that people would contribute to. And I'm happy to say that I proved him wrong very, very quickly.
Since about 2012, when the scholarship first started, I think we've given over 150 scholarships, and they can range from anywhere from $1,000, which we generally give just one or two, to $200.
Without the Hodson Endowment, I'm not sure that I would have been able to come at the time I came to Sacramento in August. It may have required me to come later. It may have required me to just not come at all.
The endowment will only continue as long as we have the financial ability to do that. And so I would ask that people also consider giving. I do a birthday gift, and so I would ask people to donate in whatever way that they can.